Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Leap podcast. I'm Olivia.
And I'm John. It's great to be back with all of you today.
It really is. How's your week been, John? Anything exciting happen?
It's been pretty good. A bit rainy here, which is typical for spring, I guess. But I did try out a new coffee shop downtown, and it was fantastic. Really good latte art. How about you?
Oh, I love a good latte art. My week has been, well, it's been interesting. I actually bumped into an old friend, someone I hadn't seen in ages, and we ended up chatting for like an hour. It was really lovely to catch up.
Oh, that's always nice. It's like a little unexpected gift in your day, isn't it?
Exactly. And it got me thinking, actually. We were talking about everything, work, life, and, of course, our love lives.
Ah, the classic catch-up topic. You can't avoid it, can you? It's almost guaranteed to come up.
Right? And that's actually what we're going to talk about today on the podcast. How to talk about your love life in English.
Yes, because let's be honest, whether you're single, dating, in a serious relationship, or just navigating the whole romantic world, you'll definitely need to talk about it at some point, maybe with friends, family, or even someone new you meet.
Absolutely. And for our listeners, especially if you're at that A2 or B1 level, sometimes it can feel a bit tricky to find the right words without sounding, well, like a textbook. We want to help you sound natural and confident.
Exactly. We want you to feel comfortable expressing yourself without having to overthink every single word. So forget the complicated grammar rules for a minute. Let's think about how we feel when we talk about this stuff.
Yeah, because it's a very human topic, right? It's all about emotions and connections. So let's start with a feeling. Have you ever been in a situation where someone asks you, "So, are you seeing anyone?" Or, "What's new in your romantic life?" And you just freeze?
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes even if you know the words, you don't know how to put them together in a way that sounds casual and not like you're reading from a script.
Exactly. So today, we're going to break down some really common practical phrases and expressions that native speakers use all the time when talking about their love lives. We're going to make it super simple, super clear, and hopefully a little bit fun too.
Because it doesn't have to be a serious, complicated topic. We can talk about it easily, just like we talk about our favorite coffee shops or bumping into old friends.
Right. So get ready to learn some great phrases. And don't worry, we'll keep it light. We're not going to get into any super dramatic relationship advice here, just the language.
Just the language. So Olivia, let's kick things off with some simple ways to say if you're single or not, because that's often the first thing that comes up, isn't it?
It totally is. It's like the fundamental question. And often people think they need a really complex sentence, but actually the simplest is often the best. So are you ready, John?
Ready when you are.
All right, let's dive in. So let's start with the very basics. Someone asks you, "Are you seeing anyone?" or "Are you in a relationship?" How do you answer simply?
The most straightforward way if you're not in a relationship is just to say, I'm single. Simple, direct, and everyone understands it.
Exactly. I'm single. No need for anything fancy. Or if you want to add a little more, maybe a bit of a feeling, you could say, "I'm happily single."
Oh, I like that. Happily single. It shows you're not just single, but you're enjoying it. It's positive.
Right? It's not like, "Oh no, I'm single." It's, "Yeah, I'm single, and it's great."
What if someone is in a relationship? How do they say that easily?
Again, super simple. I'm in a relationship. Or you can say, "I have a boyfriend," or "I have a girlfriend."
And that's also very clear. No confusion there. What about if you're married? That's another big one.
I'm married. Again, short and sweet. Or I have a husband, I have a wife. You see, a lot of this is just about being direct. Don't try to overcomplicate it.
So we have I'm single, I'm happily single, I'm in a relationship, I have a boyfriend/girlfriend, and I'm married. I have a husband/wife. Pretty comprehensive for the basic status.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to those slightly less defined stages. You know, when you're not officially in a relationship yet, but something is happening. This is where it can get a little fun.
The it's complicated stage, perhaps.
Well, sometimes, but let's start with something positive. What if you've just started seeing someone? You've had a few dates and you like them, but it's not serious yet.
This is a great one. You can say, I'm seeing someone. This means you're dating someone, but it's not exclusive or super serious yet. It's kind of in the early stages.
Yes, I'm seeing someone is perfect for that. It's casual but clear. It means you're not available, but you're also not planning a wedding.
It's like I'm off the market, but don't ask for details yet.
Exactly. It's a nice, polite way to say it. Another common phrase is, I'm dating someone. This is very similar to I'm seeing someone. They're often used interchangeably.
So if someone asks, are you seeing anyone? You could say, yeah, I'm seeing someone, or I'm dating someone. Both are perfectly natural.
Absolutely. Now, what if you're going on dates, but it's not with just one person? You're still meeting different people.
Then you could say, I'm casually dating. This implies you're dating, but you're not looking for anything serious right now, and you might be seeing multiple people.
Casually dating. Perfect. It sets the expectation. It's not a deep commitment. Or you could even say, I'm just playing the field.
Playing the field, that's a fun idiomatic one. It means you're exploring your options, meeting different people, not settling down with anyone yet. It's a bit more informal.
It is, and it has a bit of a playful feel to it, like you're enjoying the process. What about if you're just going on a first date tonight? How do you tell someone that?
You could say, I'm going on a date tonight. Simple. Or I have a date tonight. Again, very clear.
And if you want to say who it's with, you can say, I'm going on a date with John tonight, or I have a date with John.
See how simple these are? We're not using any crazy vocabulary. It's all about putting these straightforward words together.
Right. The key is to feel confident using them. Let's try a quick scenario. John, imagine I ask you, so John, anything new in your love life?
Well, Olivia, I'm currently playing the field, exploring my options,
Good for you, John. Sounds like fun. And for our listeners, notice how John used a full sentence. Very natural. He didn't just say playing field.
Exactly. Full sentences make you sound more fluent and confident, even if it's a short one.
So we've covered single, in a relationship, married, seeing someone, dating someone, casually dating, and playing the field. That's a pretty good starting point, isn't it?
Absolutely. It covers a lot of common situations without getting too complicated.
And remember, the goal isn't to memorize every single phrase right away. It's about understanding the feeling behind them and choosing the one that best fits your situation.
Yeah, don't stress about it. Just try to listen for these phrases in movies, TV shows, or even other podcasts. You'll start to recognize them.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to our next chapter, where we'll talk about how things progress, or sometimes don't.
Welcome back, everyone. In our last section, we talked about the basic statuses. Now let's dive a little deeper into how we talk about relationships as they develop, or when we want to express a bit more about how we feel.
This is where it gets interesting, because relationships are dynamic, right? They change. So we need phrases to match those changes. Let's say you've been seeing someone for a while, and now it's getting a bit more serious.
You could say, we're getting serious. This means the relationship is becoming more committed, more official. It's moving beyond just casual dates.
We're getting serious. It's a really common phrase. Or you might say, we're exclusive.
Exclusive is a very important word in dating. It means you are only dating each other. You're not seeing other people.
Yes, we're exclusive is a big step. It means you've had that conversation and decided to focus only on each other. So we're getting serious and we're exclusive are great for that next stage.
What if you're not quite exclusive, but you're really interested in someone? You like them a lot.
Then you could say, I really like them. Simple, right? Or I'm really into them.
I'm really into them is a great natural phrase. It means you're very interested and attracted to them. It's a bit more informal than I really like them, but very common.
It is. Another one you might hear is, I have a crush on someone. This usually means you like someone secretly, or you're feeling a bit shy about your feelings. It's often used for a new, strong attraction.
To have a crush on someone. We often use this when we're younger, but adults use it too. It implies a strong, often slightly romantic liking.
Definitely. Now, what if things are going really well and you're officially a couple? We already covered I'm in a relationship, but how do you talk about the person you're with?
You can say, this is my boyfriend, girlfriend, or this is my partner. Partner is a good neutral word that can be used for any gender and any type of serious relationship.
Partner is fantastic because it's inclusive and works for everyone. If you've been together for a long time, you might even say, we've been together for X years.
That's right. We've been together for 5 years. Very clear. Now, what about the opposite? What if things aren't going so well?
Ah, the less fun part, but also very real. If a relationship ends, we say, we broke up.
We broke up. That's the most common and direct way to say it.
And if you're the one who ended it, you could say, I broke up with blank. If the other person ended it, they broke up with me.
Simple verb changes. And what if you're feeling sad about it?
You might say, I'm heartbroken, or I'm going through a breakup.
I'm going through a breakup is a good way to describe the process of healing after a relationship ends. It acknowledges that it's a difficult time.
It does. And sometimes you might say, we decided to take a break. This means you're still together, but you're not seeing each other for a short period to think things over.
Taking a break can be a very intense phrase, can't it? It implies there are problems, but maybe not a full breakup yet.
Exactly. It's that in-between stage. And finally, what if you've ended a relationship and you're starting to feel better and move on?
You could say, I'm moving on, or I'm getting over them.
Getting over them means you're recovering emotionally from the relationship. You're starting to feel less sad or hurt. It's a good sign.
So we've covered getting serious, exclusive, I'm into them, I have a crush, partner, broke up, heartbroken, taking a break, moving on, and getting over them. That's a lot of emotional ground.
It really is. And again, notice how these phrases are relatively simple. They convey complex ideas without complex grammar. It's about using the right phrase for the right feeling.
Let's do a quick role play, Olivia. Imagine I haven't seen you in a while and I ask, so how are things going with that person you were seeing?
Oh, John, well, we're actually exclusive now. It's been really nice.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Olivia. See, that was natural and clear. And for our listeners, practice these phrases. Try to think of situations where you might use them.
Yes, the more you use them, even just by talking to yourself or writing them down, the more natural they'll become.
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about asking questions and giving advice, a very common part of talking about love lives.
Welcome back to the English Leap podcast. So far, we've talked about how to describe your own love life, but what happens when you want to ask someone else about theirs, or maybe even offer a little advice?
This is super important because it's a two-way conversation, right? You need to know how to ask politely and naturally.
Exactly. Let's start with polite ways to ask about someone's relationship status. You don't want to be too direct or nosy.
A common one is, are you seeing anyone? We mentioned this earlier as an answer, but it's also a great question.
Yes, are you seeing anyone is very common and usually safe. Or, are you dating anyone? Similar meaning, both polite.
What if you know they are seeing someone and you want to know how serious it is?
Then you could ask, how are things going with name? Or, how are you two doing? This is good if you know who they're with.
That's a nice, gentle way to ask. It shows you care, but you're not prying too much.
Right. And if you suspect they're in a serious relationship, you might ask, are you still with name? Or are you guys still together?
These are questions you'd ask if you already know they were together before. It's like a check-in.
Exactly. Now, what if someone tells you they've broken up? How do you respond empathetically?
The simplest is, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, or that's too bad.
Yes, those are perfectly natural and show sympathy. You could also say, are you doing okay? Or how are you feeling?
Good follow-up questions to show you're listening and you care about them.
Now, let's talk about giving advice. Sometimes friends come to us for advice and we want to help. What are some easy ways to suggest things?
You can start with, maybe you should, or I think you should.
Maybe you should talk to them about it, or I think you should take some time for yourself. These are gentle suggestions.
Another good one is, have you thought about? Like, have you thought about telling them how you feel?
That's great because it's not demanding, it's just offering an idea. Have you thought about going on a date again? Or have you thought about moving on?
What if you want to be a bit more direct, but still friendly?
You could say, if I were you, I would. This is a classic way to give advice. If I were you, I would just tell them the truth.
If I were you, I would is very common. It means this is what I would do in your situation.
Remember, when giving advice, it's often good to add a softening phrase like, I think or maybe. It makes it sound less like an order and more like a suggestion.
Yeah, you don't want to sound like you're telling them what to do. You're just offering your perspective.
Exactly. What if someone is asking you for advice, but you don't really know what to say?
You can say, that's a tough situation, or I'm not sure what to say, but I'm here for you.
That's perfect. Sometimes just listening and showing support is the best thing. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm listening.
Or, I hear you. That sounds really difficult. These phrases show empathy without forcing you to give advice you don't have.
Right. Let's do a quick example. John, imagine I come to you and say, John, I'm really confused about this person I'm dating. I don't know if they're serious about me.
Olivia, that's a tough situation. Have you thought about just asking them directly?
Maybe I should. That's good advice, John. See how natural that was? Asking a question and then offering a suggestion?
It's all about natural flow. And for our listeners, pay attention to the intonation when asking questions. It usually goes up at the end for yes/no questions, like, are you seeing anyone?
Yes, great point, John. The sound of your voice helps convey the meaning and makes you sound more natural.
So we've covered asking, are you seeing anyone? How are you doing? Are you still together? Responding with, I'm sorry to hear that. And giving advice with, maybe you should. I think you should. Have you thought about? And if I were you, I would.
That's a lot of useful phrases for navigating these conversations. We're building up quite a toolkit here.
We really are. And again, practice makes perfect. Try to use these phrases with your English-speaking friends, or even just practice in your head.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to dive into some more specific scenarios and even some slightly funnier situations that often come up when talking about love lives. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the English Leap podcast. In our final chapter, we're going to tackle some slightly more specific and perhaps a bit more humorous scenarios that often come up when discussing love lives. And then it's your turn to practice.
Yes, because love life conversations aren't always super serious, right? Sometimes they're funny, awkward, or just plain interesting. Let's start with a classic, being set up on a blind date.
Oh, the blind date. If someone says, my friend is trying to set me up with someone, it means their friend is trying to arrange a date for them with someone they don't know.
Exactly. And if you want to ask about it, you can say, are you going on that blind date? Or who are they trying to set you up with?
Or if the date went badly, you might say, it was a disaster, or we had nothing in common.
Oh, nothing in common is a classic for a bad date. What about if you meet someone and you really hit it off?
Hit it off. That's a fantastic phrase. It means you instantly had a great connection and liked each other a lot. We really hit it off on our first date.
Perfect. And if you want to emphasize that feeling of connection, you might say, we have really good chemistry.
Good chemistry means there's a strong attraction and connection between two people, both romantically and personally. It's like a spark.
Yes, the spark. Now, what if you're trying to figure out if someone likes you? You might say, I can't tell if they like me.
Or, I'm not sure where I stand with them. That means you don't know what your relationship status is or how they truly feel about you. It's a bit confusing.
I'm not sure where I stand is great for those uncertain moments. What about if you're talking about someone who is a player?
A player is someone who dates many people and is not serious about anyone. They might manipulate people's feelings. It's not a positive term.
No, not positive. You might say, be careful, I think they're a player. Or don't fall for their tricks.
What if someone is constantly complaining about their love life or how they're always single?
Then you might hear them say, I'm always unlucky in love, or I can't seem to find the right person.
And as a friend, you might respond with, don't worry, your person is out there, or keep looking.
Yes, those encouraging words. Now, before we wrap up, let's get to our audience practice section. This is your chance, listeners, to put what you've learned into action.
That's right. We're going to ask you a few questions, and we want you to answer them in the comments below using the phrases we've discussed today. Try to use full sentences.
Don't be shy. This is the best way to practice your English and get comfortable with these expressions.
So here are your questions for today. Question 1. How would you describe your current relationship status using one of the phrases we learned? Either I'm single, I'm in a relationship, I'm seeing someone, etc. Question 2. Imagine a friend told you they just had a really bad blind date. What would you say to them? Question 3. What advice would you give to someone who can't tell if someone likes them? Question 4. If you hit it off with someone new, how would you describe that feeling? Question 5. What is one phrase from today's episode that you found most useful or interesting? Take your time, think about your answers, and write them down. We love reading your comments and seeing your progress. And remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's communication. It's about using these phrases to express yourself naturally. So, to quickly summarize what we've covered today, we talked about basic statuses like I'm single, I'm in a relationship, I'm married. We explored developing stages like seeing someone, getting serious, and exclusive. We also learned how to talk about feelings like I'm into them or I have a crush. And we covered the end of relationships with broke up and moving on.
We also gave you phrases for asking questions politely, like, are you seeing anyone? And offering advice using maybe you should, or if I were you, I would.
And finally, we looked at some more nuanced scenarios like hitting it off, having good chemistry, and dealing with players.
The most important takeaway is this: talking about your love life in English doesn't need complicated grammar. Focus on understanding the feeling and the context of these simple, everyday phrases.
Yes, just like a real conversation, it flows naturally. Don't overthink it, just express yourself.
And remember, we're here to help you leap forward in your English journey.
So thank you so much for joining us on today's English Leap podcast. We hope you found this episode helpful and fun.
We did too. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with anyone who wants to improve their English listening and speaking skills.
We'll be back next time with another exciting topic to help you leap into fluent English.
Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep enjoying your English journey.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.